Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of our FM21 save with Bromsgrove Sporting. Last time out we had that really awful defeat to local rivals Alfchurch. Rubbish performance, rubbish game. Typically the one we played on the channel. We've turned a bit of a corner since then. Bounced back really well. We've cracked on a little bit through the save. Played sort of 8 or 9 games. And we've been flying, absolutely flying. So I'm excited to get into this one. See you in a sec. Right guys, let's have a little look at what's been going on since last time. Not too much to talk about in terms of player transfers. Let's get to the right page. Sam Hardy, young left back, similar to all the others, not particularly great, half decent potential. He's probably not going to be with us long term, but we needed a little bit of something at left back, so it was just a needs must signing again really. But some of those signings have done pretty well for us, as you'll see in a second. Staff wise, we're making a little bit of progress. It's been painful still, but we've filled the coaching staff now, and that's looking a lot better. I'd still like some of these to be higher, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's really just the recruitment that we need to work on now. So hopefully we'll start having a little bit more luck on that front. But the trials have been rumbling on. We've still got a lot of those with us, so hopefully, I said this last time, but hopefully we will have a bit more to talk about. But the squad is sort of filling out, and we've got a bit more of a settled team, so I don't really want to change too much. We promoted John Rose. He was a young lad in the youth teams, just as a bit of backup for at centre back really, because we've struggled there as soon as Luke Ward got injured. We just had no backup there at all, so we had to bring someone up. So it fills a gap for now, nothing more than that. So anyway, that's secondary. It's not much has happened, but I don't think we need to worry about it too much. If you have a look at how we've been doing, so we left it here, that rubbish performance against Alfchurch. You've probably noticed I was in a proper strop at the end of that video. We cracked on, as I said just before. We've played a bunch of games, and we've not lost. We've not lost a game. We've won 3 FA Cup ties, and some of them were close, but we'll have a look in a second. They weren't that close. And we've been absolutely flying. We've not changed really too much. A couple of tactical tweaks, but nothing in terms of the shape or anything like that. We've just got our sort of injured players back that we were missing. Played with a bit of consistency, and we've been absolutely flying. So we bounced back really well. It was a good team to play because Biggleswade were down near the bottom. Broadhurst got 2. Now in this one, I was playing him in that shadow striker role when he was playing in that attacking midfielder role instead of late. And I didn't want to put him as that shadow striker because I didn't think it'd suit him. But I played at him, and he scored 2. He played really well. Cowley got his customary goal, and Adeyemi got his first for the club late on as well. Then it was the FA Cup. Now I was expecting a more comfortable performance. It did take extra time. But to be fair, we battered them. I don't think they had a shot. They had a man sent off after 30 minutes, so it was just 10 men behind the ball the whole time, and we just couldn't find the back of the net. I think that goalkeeper might have got man of the match in that. But Cowley, no surprise there, got us the winner, and we sort of coasted to it really. After that, there was never a threat. After that, bit of a disappointment and a bit unusual for us, as you can see in the rest of the results. There's goals both sides in all but a couple of games. So a 0-0 wasn't really on the cards. We played okay. It was just the final ball really. We didn't really find the sort of quality that we'd found after the Biggleswade game, and even the FA Cup game to some degree, where we did create plenty. So I was a little bit concerned then. I thought, we're falling back into this inconsistency that we had up here. So that was a bit of a concern. Didn't really know what to do, but no need to panic. Next FA Cup game, I thought, well, we've got a good indication. It's another team from a tier below, I think Marine are. And again, as you can see, battered them. Back to scoring early goals, 2-0 up. So the game was being chased by them then. They did get one back, which made me worry a little bit after that 0-0 and sort of a less than polished performance. But then straight away, Cowley with 2 put the game to bed. And it was easy from there. Where was next? St Ives. So we're back to the league then. So this was going to be the test: is if we could, if it wasn't just against these smaller sides. And as you can see, flew out the blocks. Early goal from Chris Late. He got his hat trick in the first half, and Azwali with a stonking finish. It popped up on the left side for some reason. I think it was from a corner, and smashed it home into the top corner. So couldn't be more thrilled with that as a result. And it just sort of set us on our way, really. The Hitchin game, Hitchin were top at this point, and they're right up there. And they went 1-0 up early, as you can see. So I was a bit worried then. I thought maybe it was going to be a case of we're only going to be able to beat the teams that we should beat, and we're going to struggle against the bigger teams, as we saw early in the season when, we lost to Colville, lost to Hednesford. Both teams up and around that sort of playoff place. But Mikey Taylor, fresh back from injury, got his goal, and we go away with the point, which when you look at the whole run, I'm not too disappointed about. Barwell's next. As you can see, we love coming out early and getting ahead, and Charlie Dowd did just that there. This was a bit more of a tough game, equalised before half-time, but it's that man again, Jason Cowley. We said before the season he was going to be the difference maker, and it's proven to be so. We seem to be getting a good level of performance out of him, and he's getting plenty of goals, and he's popping up involved in other goals as well, whether it's not the assist or the earlier pass, but the tactics seem to be working quite well and suiting the players we've got playing now, so that's what we want. So it was another good win away from home as well. Now this one was a strange one. Again, it was another good draw for us, Mangotsfield, the tier below, and it went all the way to penalties. So I was worried because, well, obviously it's a lottery then. And it was another game where we were dominant. We didn't play as well, you can see from the ratings here, but we should have won the game comfortably. Although the quality wasn't really there going forward to put the game away, defended really well, so there was never really a threat, which I'm really pleased with, because if you look at this, this second set of numbers here, no one's put more than a goal past us, and there's plenty of clean sheets. Although it's lower downsides, that's what we were struggling with earlier on. So I'm glad that has tightened up a little bit. And as penalty shootouts go, we scored the first 3. They missed the first 2. So I was fairly confident then that we were going to go on to win it. It would have been a bit of a miracle for them to come back. Would have had to implode. So another good win in the cup. We wanted that cup run, and we're only a couple of games away now from getting to those rounds where we could pick out one of the relative big boys, which would be really nice. And then we came out of that, and I knew that I wanted to come back to the channel for this Stourbridge game, so I wanted a good performance here, and we definitely got it. I forget where Royston are in the league. Yeah, so they're down near the bottom, but you can only play what's put in front of you, can't you? And we've absolutely battered them. Chris Lake with another 2. Jason Cowley gets the first goal after 5 minutes. Again, we just seem to fly out of the traps and get those early goals. And when we get those early goals, we seem to go on and win. I suppose teams then have to come out at us a little bit. Leaves us space to play in the gaps. And Cowley, Late, Taylor all seem to be linking up really well. And even Hayward got one great free kick. I don't know why he was taking free kicks, but I think he's probably the best of a bad bunch in terms of the stats on the game. So, 5-1 win. Perfect way to go into this. Now, I mean, you watch now. That'll be the end of the good form now that we're back recording this for the channel. But I'm hoping that it means we can sort of avenge the Derby defeat, at least with one of the local sides, and come out with a win. And straight after, we've got this third qualifying round against Cirencester, who I think are the tier below again. So I'm hoping that we can get another good result there. So this is what we've been going with, guys. It's been all more impressive because Luke Ward's been injured. Adiema's fitness is lacking a little bit because he's had to play that run of games. We've been sort of weekend, midweek, as it tends to be at this level sometimes. And we've just looked really good at the back. So it might be difficult for Luke to get back in the team, but he's our best defender, so you'd expect him to come back in. But we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, Hardy's probably the only concern, but really left back's a bit of a weak area for us, so it's something that we maybe need to address. But he's only played a couple of games and he's been solid, so I've no real concerns. I think probably the hardest done by is probably Landell. been doing absolutely fine, but Taylor's come in and Taylor's come in and he's played really well. He's been getting goals, he's been getting assists, he's been involved. His pace is a real issue, and because he's a striker, really, this space here, he always seems to arrive into when Cowley pulls left or when it's played in from deeper here. So it seems to be working really well. This sort of space in behind and this asymmetrical tactic, team seems to be struggling with it. So I'm going to stick with it. This is the team that's been winning, so we can get cracking. I think actually one little alteration is that Shorrock can come back onto the bench. Right, guys, big game. Before we go into it, actually, we should look how we are in the league. We're sitting pretty at the top with a game in hand. So Stourbridge, they've been okay in 8th place. If we can get a win today, guys, we can really sort of start building a bit of a lead there. And if we can carry on this run, then we're in a really good spot. Right, guys, before we get into the game, this is what we're going to go with. It's pretty much what we've been playing. I've had Brooks on this ball-winning midfielder when he's been playing. It is his sort of preferred role, but it just gives us that little bit extra protection here, which I'm hoping myself a bit of tactical props is maybe contributing towards the extra defensive solidity we're seeing. Just that little bit deeper in here, and it keeps us a little bit tighter in the midfield. And we just seem to be, I think we've got the line right at the minute of where we're pushing up to, because we just seem to be mopping up the ball so often in this area from sort of goal kicks and punts forward, and we're getting it down. And because the left side's this little bit deeper, there's always plenty of players in here to play it around. Cowley drops deep, Taylor moves in here, Late moves in there, and there's really good movement, and you sort of see players flooding forward. Then we're playing a good numbers game. We seem to get a lot of men forward, and we seem to get a lot of men back. So it's working at the minute. So we're sticking with it, and let's see how we get on. Fingers crossed we can carry on a good form and sort of keep ourselves at the top of the league, because that's where we want to be. And I mean, ideally, it'd be nice to not get dragged into like a playoff battle, as exciting as they can be, because we want to get out of this division and move up. Is there anyone we know on the Stourbridge team? Not that I know of. Greg Mills, he came to Sporting for a spell and did well. So I'm quite glad to see him on the bench, but then again, I don't know the players that they've got playing. But I do fancy us. We're in great form, and I think we've got enough about us to get the result. Always good to see us with the ball after the first few seconds, but you know what FM's like. Could easily see nothing come of it. But we have been fast starters, as I've said a few times. We've got some really good early goals. We've worked this quite well. It's a good ball, flicked on. It comes to nothing by the looks of it. A few minutes has passed. We've not really seen anything. Decent bit of play on the left side with that opening highlight, but maybe hoping for a little bit too much. It does look like their fitness is struggling compared to ours, which hopefully will give us some sort of advantage. Here we go, we've got the corner. Whipped in by Hayward. There's the header. Just over. He arrived well. We've not scored many from corners, but we've sort of we've threatened, and we've had some lot of near misses. I think it's just a case of the players not being as good to take advantage of it. So I'm hoping we're along the right lines with the corners. It's an easy ball over the top. Was that offside? No, he was on. It's a bit too easy, that. We caught out there, got away with one. Possession's been good. Possession's been really good. We've controlled the game by the looks of it, but it's another boring game for the channel, guys. I seem to pick these really well, don't I? I don't really want to change anything, because clearly we're bossing the game. Too many yellow cards being picked up there, which is a bit of a concern. We'll look at that at half time. Cowley whips in a deep ball to no one. Maybe we need to just slow things down a little bit. We're forcing it too much. Don't mind just keeping hold of the ball. Seems to be how we want to play. Here's the outlet now. Taylor's got the pace. Can he whip? He can. Cowley! Oh, straight at the keeper. It's a good move. It's the best we've seen of an example of how the tactics have been working so far with that space on the right side. Brooks with the challenge, tries to get it to Cowley, and it's come back again. Was a bit of back and forth here. Cowley wins the header and Dowd's onto it. Run at him, Charlie. Go on. Into the box and needs some help. Arriving now for late. Oh! Just wide, and we seem to be hitting our stride now, but I think half time is going to come at a bad time for us. We want this to carry on. Here we go. Can we nick one before half time? Come on, boys. Up you get. There it is. Jason Cowley from the corner. I don't think that's where I've put him in the tactics, but I don't mind. Where's he come from? Yeah, he's arrived from the edge. No, it is. That is what I want him to do. Powered the header. He's only, he's not a tall lad, but as I said, I think I said in an earlier episode, in real life he's got a real leap from him, which is why I wanted him making that deep run. And I think it's one of the first we've scored from corners, to be fair, but I'll take it. I think we deserve it. I picked up, didn't we, in the last 5 minutes of the half. Happy with that. They've had that one chance, but otherwise we've been good value for it. The only thing we've got to be careful of are these yellow cards. We don't need to be going down, especially in this midfield where the challenges do seem to fly in. But I'm happy to bring Spinky on there. I think we'll leave it at that. Decent first half. I did fear it was going to be a bit of a squib of a game after the Alf Church one and the sort of boring first half an hour, but it livened up and we've got the goal. And can we get another good attack here? Cowley holds it up really well. Maybe not. Bit of a false one. Again, possession we're doing well with. It's just been that final third quality was not getting any highlights. Good ball in and Dowd's over the bar. We seem to be having a bit of joy from crosses. We're getting to the headers and just not getting them on target really. Cowley with the flick, no one really there. And it's pumped clear, but this is what I was saying before. All these clearances, these second balls we seem to be picking up, but as he says that, they go on a run. Speculative. But I don't like 1-0. Never like 1-0. There we go. No shots on target. They've only had 4. So they'll pop up with a goal in a minute if we don't kill this off. In terms of changes, let's just get some freshness out on here with Landell. Mikey hasn't really got into the game. It's a good little flick there to Cowley. He's had a go, cross shot. Oh no, it's a corner, deflection. Okay. Well, come on then, let's keep getting my hopes up. For nothing. For absolutely nothing. Charlie's flagging on the left a little bit. Might be time to bring Chilton on. This is a little bit open here, boys. Come on. Don't dive in, Nath. And they seem to have got a little bit of confidence on the ball. They're knocking it around. Hopefully we can nick it. There we go. Come on then, Landell. You've got the pace. That's why laying support. Tried a big long ball and didn't really need to. He had options down this flank. Great tackle by Adeyemi. Spink gets it forward quickly. Cowley with a burst of pace into the box. He needs help. That's arriving now. Landell! Oh, on the volley. How many chances though have we had in that sort of area from across? Come on then. Got the first goal from this. Other side. Headed away at the front stick, and is this going to be a counter on us? Looks like it. He's dived in there. He's got loads of time now to pick his cross. There it is. Brown blocked by Hayward well. He's got back from taking the corner really well. What can we do for the last 10 minutes? I think it has to be Chilton on for Dowd. I don't want to change too much, but it's not quite working. I think we need to keep the ball a little bit. And we seem to be having a bit of joy out wide. Let's try and get the ball out there a bit more often. We've got fresh legs on the flanks now. This is a worry now. Well away by Adeyemi, but we're sat in. Digs it from deep, but the keeper's quick off his line. Comes to gather it. We've still got a nervy last 7 or 8 minutes here, guys. It's not been full of quality, has it? I feel like I'm lying to you when I say we've been performing. So that's a great flick from late though. Cowley to put it to bed. He's put it straight into the keeper's arms. That was the chance. That was the chance. What I don't like is this space in here that they seem to be picking the ball up. Let's push up a bit. Let's force them back off the ball. Let's pressure them. He's got to be offside. He's got to be offside. Yeah, well off. I was never worried. It's easy. Well offside. Looks like we're just going to see it out. Throw into Cowley, who always holds it well. Chilton. That's a rubbish cross. We're asking for trouble with that. There's the final whistle. It's not what I wanted to show you on the channel, guys, but it is a win. And I think we have to take it. You can look at the match stats. On paper, we deserve the win. I mean, they had a couple of moments where we were worried, and we had plenty of chances that we just didn't. We weren't ruthless enough, which we have been in the games before. But look, we got the goal, we got the win against a decent side, and that should keep us. It should. It maths. It definitely does keep us at the top of the table. Yep, there we go. That was our game in hand actually. So that gives us a nice 3-point gap to Hitchin, Alfchurch, who are both on 26 points, and we've got the goal difference just as well. So, to be honest, coming into mid-October, I couldn't be really asking for too much more. Considering we were sort of around here, media prediction or whatever. I know, again, it's not really important at this level because it all changes so much. But to hit the ground running after a couple of wobbles, we've definitely got the ability to get out of the division at the first time of asking, rather than it being like a real scrap and then having to try next season. So, and that's what we want to do. We want to get out of this as quickly as possible, get into that sort of conference north and south, and sort of build a more settled squad once we're there. Now, the rest of the month we've got a good amount of big games. This next game against Cirencester is a big one. If we can get through that, we're in touching distance of getting into the FA Cup proper, the first round proper. Then I think there's one more round. Another local derby against Redditch. Tamworth will be a tough one. And we've got the FA Trophy as well. So this action packed. We've got Tuesday, Saturday. So there's plenty of games. We're going to crack on, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have some exciting sort of FA Cup news, which would be nice. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. It's not the game I wanted to show you. It's not the performance I wanted to show you, and it hasn't shown what we can really do and what we've been doing, scoring 4 or 5 goals in a lot of games. But it was reasonably solid. Goal from a set piece, and I suppose they're the games that you need to win like that if we're gonna win the league. It's the old cliche, but it rings true. If you enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And once again, echoing last episode sentiments, all the interaction I've had so far has been really nice, and I'd love to see that continue. And I've got some good ideas for things that I want to do and things I want to change up in sort of future episodes. So please, any feedback or any ideas or anything that you want to see, please let us know. That's it, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.